Once upon a time, there was a truth that fell from the sky, all the way up, came down, and as it was coming down, it broke into two parts. One part of the truth landed really close. The other part landed far, far away. Well, one day, a man was walking, and he found this truth, a tablet, and it had a message written on it. And he said, "Oh my goodness, this is an important message. I've got to share it with others." So he took it home and shared it with his family and friends, and then they presented it to their village. The message said, "You are loved." Wow! This is a wonderful message, a wonderful truth from the skies. So people would gather around, they would come and look at it, they worshipped it, they would come and study it, and they talk about what it means. But as they're talking, they decided that, again, this is an important message for them. And they became worried that other people might want to come and steal the message from them. Sure enough, people from other villages heard about this special message that fell from the heavens. And they'd come over, and they looked at it and said, no, you guys have it wrong, because this message is probably meant for our tribe, our group. And they would fight back and forth, saying, "No, the meaning is for us. No, the meaning is for them." And they go back and forth. Well, sure enough, a little girl was just sick of all these adults arguing about this. Sick of all about fighting and victory. She just left. She went to go on a journey. And as she's walking, you guessed it, sure enough, she finds this truth. She reads it and says, "Oh my goodness, this is important. I've got to bring it back to others." So she brings it back, and of course, everybody's fighting and arguing about what this truth means. And she says, no, everybody look, and no one's looking at it. So she simply just sets the tablet up next to the other one, so everyone can read it. It says, "And so are they." And then when the people realized that this is the same message, healing started to happen. Now, we're a funny group. Because I think whatever group you associate with, somehow we always feel that we are the beloved group. Whatever it is. That we've been the chosen ones. And that anybody else who is not of our group, well, they're just not loved like we are, loved from God. And so many times when we look at other people, they don't look like us, or their skin color is different, or they sound different, maybe they're from different parts, they eat different foods, or they dress different. All of a sudden we start thinking, well, they must be bad people that we can't trust, because we are the ones who are loved. Well, when you think of this Feast of Epiphany, and did you notice in the Gospel, as you just heard, that it never says there are 3 people. It says the Magi. Could be 2, could be 13, we never know. It never calls them kings at all. It just says Magi. Maybe they were astrologers, maybe they were astronomers, maybe they were merchants, we don't know. But they brought 3 gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So over time, we just kind of assume they must be kings because they had such wealthy gifts. And because there's 3 gifts, there must be 3 of them. But we don't know. You just heard the gospel. We don't know exactly. Well, the Epiphany story is not only the fact that these strangers from another land come and they recognize the truth in Jesus, but you also recognize that the Holy Family, Mary and Joseph, that they accept these different people. They welcome them into their homes. I mean, you got to imagine that these travelers from the east, maybe their skin was a different color. They looked different. They probably talked different. They probably had different religious views. But still, they are welcomed into the home of Mary and Joseph. I think part of the message of Epiphany for us is to recognize that, we are loved by God, but so are everyone else. And so many times we think that, God only loves the Catholics. Or God only loves the perfect Catholics, those who always obey all the rules. Or God only loves Christians, that God doesn't care about any of these other people. Well, every year as we celebrate Epiphany, the U.S. Catholic bishops want us to focus on folks that are not from our own village, our own tribe. They call it Immigration Weekend. Every year, the U.S. bishops, they remind all the churches in the United States, they say, look, we got to start looking different at those people that we think are different. The U.S. Catholic bishops, they have challenged us, not only for today, this weekend, but the whole week. It's called Migration Week. And there's an insert in the bulletin about this. I want you to read it. The U.S. Catholic bishops, they wrote, the theme for National Migration Week 2017 draws attention to Pope Francis' call to create a culture of encounter. And in doing so, we look beyond our own needs, our own wants, to those of others around us. They say, in the homily given at his first Pentecost as Pope, Pope Francis emphasized the importance of encounter in the Christian faith. Francis said, for me, the word encounter is very important. Why? Because faith is an encounter with Jesus. And we must do what Jesus does, encounter others. Bishops go on. With respect to migrants, too often in our contemporary culture, we fail to encounter them as persons, but instead look at them as others, or we render them invisible. We don't even notice them. We do not take the time to engage migrants in a meaningful way as fellow children of God. We remain aloof to their presence and even suspicious of their intentions. Like, because they're different, we can't trust them. But if we are loved, so are they. Now, here at Christ Our Light Parish, we welcome all people. Perhaps we need to start seeing each other like jewels or fine gems, and recognizing that we come in all sorts of colors. We come as jade or black onyx or agate or pearl or topaz or garnet, sapphire or opal. Whatever your skin color is, you are welcome here. Actually, we welcome you not just based on your color. We welcome you if your skin is tattooed or pierced or both or neither. We offer a special welcome to those of you who come because you need a prayer right now. For those who have had religion shoved down your throat as a kid, or for those of you who just are lost and you wound here by mistake. We welcome you whether you can sing like Adele or you just simply growl quietly to yourself during the songs. You're welcome here if you're just browsing, just woken up, or just out of prison. We don't care if you are more Catholic than the Pope or you haven't been to church in years. We welcome you who are in recovery and those who are still addicted. We welcome you if you're having problems, are down in the dumps, or you don't even like organized religion. We welcome you who are single, married, divorced, widowed, straight, gay, confused, filthy rich, just comfortable, or dirt poor. We extend a special welcome to wailing babies and to excited toddlers. We offer a welcome to those who think the earth is flat, for those who work too hard, for those who can't find work at all, for those who can't spell, or you're here just because grandma is visiting and you want to impress her. You see, when we celebrate Migration Week. It's not out there we celebrate or wait for somebody else to make a difference or those politicians got to get their act together. It happens in our schools, in our neighborhoods, among our families, our places of work. And it happens right here at church. If it doesn't start here, it's not going to start anywhere. You are all welcome. And so, we have a couple families who are welcoming their children into our community. So, Christopher and Kayla, and John and Alyssa, would you get lined up along with your godparents?